century. Always timeless.
You don't need hours of technical drilling to get double strokes on your kick drum.
Thank you for coming out tonight.
After teaching hundreds of drummers, I discovered a 3-step system that gets you double kicking your way through actual songs in minutes instead of grinding out the same pattern over and over again. So in this video, I'm going to show you what those 3 steps are so you can spend less time practicing and more time playing. Starting with step 1, discovering 2 notes with just 1 kick. Here's your challenge. Play 2 notes on your kick drum with just 1 movement of your leg. Now you might be thinking, Duke, wouldn't it just be quicker to teach me the correct technique? Probably, but hear me out. I could spoon feed you the answer, and I'll actually give you some suggestions at the end if you're really struggling. But here's the thing. Everyone's body is built different. While there are techniques that are presumed to be the best, they might not be the best for you. It can be like trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. Plus, developing the ability to problem solve, that's a game changer for your journey as a drummer, not to mention a human being. Eventually, you won't have to rely on solutions discovered by others. You'll be confident discovering your own. So here's what I want you to do. Explore some options. It doesn't matter if it looks or feels a bit weird, just find something that satisfies the criteria. Hitting 2 notes with a maximum of only 1 full movement of your leg. You can actually watch your knee to make sure it moves up and down, a maximum of 1 time only. Your goal is to explore possibilities within that single movement where you're able to play the drum twice. Last week I had a student come up with this. Now from the perspective of someone who knows the correct way to do it, they'd say this was wrong. However, once you brought this into step 2, something magical happened, but more on that later on. So let's use this as an example and enjoy watching me struggle because this is not how I do double strokes. I've explored some options and I'm happy that this generates 2 notes without 2 movements of my whole leg. Next, I want to add a little more context because I could practice this for hours and feel like I've accomplished something until I add it into a drum beat and realise I still can't do it. So we're going to add 8th notes on the hi-hat. That's 1 hi-hat on the pulse and 1 hi-hat in between. No need to count. The goal now is to play those same 2 kicks so that the first one starts in between your hi-hat and the second one lands on a hi-hat. Remember, I'm not saying this is the correct way to perform it yet. Use whatever solution you've found. Aim for a speed somewhere between 80 to 100 BPM, fast enough that the doubles feel challenging, but slow enough that success is possible. And no, you don't have to play it along with a click. Just get the speed. If you're playing them at a speed where you can just hit 2 singles, the challenge part of this isn't there. Speed them up. As soon as you have 1 note in between, the second note on the hi-hat, add the backbeat on the snare, because you'll need that too. Just a few reps so you're comfortable, and now you have something to test. Let me show you step 2. Oh, if you're enjoying this discovery-based approach, grab your free groove templates. 5 foundational grooves you can apply to your own music, plus guidance on picking the right songs. Links in the description. Now we're going to add full context. Pick a song. I recommend something in the low 80 BPM range. I'm going to use The Reason by Hoobastank, a track that my students get ridiculous mileage out of for its slow speed and simplicity. Today we're using it for kick doubles. Now, remember the student I mentioned earlier? This is where the magic happened. She started off playing this groove to the song, and within seconds, a scientific process known as self-organisation started to occur. Her body adapted to the demands of the challenge within the song, and she produced a technique that solved the problem. The crazy thing is, first, it looked nothing like the technique she originally came up with, and second, it ended up looking exactly like the technique I use. The important thing to note is that she didn't have to draw any super slow pre-prescribed movements. It came to her naturally, in the moment, discovered by her. As I've said in previous videos, real skill comes from the interaction of 3 things: the drummer, the challenge, and the song. It was a beautiful thing to witness. So have a go. Pick a song that challenges those doubles to emerge. Use whatever technique you've come up with as a starting point, and now fully focus on getting those doubles. You still need to explore here, but don't worry so much about what your leg is doing. Focus on the outcome. Get that groove to whatever song you're playing. Slowing down the track is an option, just make sure it's not so slow that you revert to 2 single leg movements. Once you're happy with that, it's worth putting on a faster song. See where you can really take this. For this, I'm going to use Danny California by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I have my students just spam this beat for the verse. You can even add an extra single kick after the double if you're feeling up to it. Got this up to a suitable speed, you're feeling relatively relaxed, and you're satisfying the criteria. Let me show you step 3. Once you've got something that works, you need to add some variability to strengthen the technique your body has found. We're going to move the double strokes so that now you start it in line with a hi-hat and end it in between. As before, play it through a couple of times so you're comfortable, and then pick a song to learn it in context. For this, let's get Brain Stew by Green Day, because it's pretty much the beat of the track. But again, find something you want to play. Make it a song you like. great thing about playing along with the music is it's way more fun than a click. And if you enjoy the song, there should be no problem playing this groove from beginning to end, giving you a solid 3 to 5 minutes of practicing one thing in the context you actually plan to use it. We call this repetition without repetition. As the music changes, the brain is adapting on the fly. Welcome to real learning. Bonus challenge. This one's totally optional, but a natural next step. And by the way, if you want more challenges like this, grab your free groove templates, apply them to songs you already love, and develop your own patterns. Links below. Now, combining these two things together. The challenge: can you create a drum beat that contains kick doubles that start on the hi-hat and end in between, and start in between and end on a hi-hat? Like with the previous steps, feel free to get a basic idea of it down first, but don't practice it endlessly with a click, working up all the tempos. Just be mildly comfortable with it. Save the struggling for the song where it matters. For this one, I'm going to have some fun with Jay-Z and Linkin Park's Izzo, but feel free to use something better suited to you.
Always timeless. Oh, thank you for coming out tonight. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. We appreciate that.
Now, if you're struggling with any of these steps, I recommend at least 3 playthroughs of a song to get things together. Take your time with it. Be persistent. I did say I'd give a few pointers without struggling. Now, I don't want this to be another video where I just tell you exactly what to do. I think in the short term it can be faster, but in the long term, I'm just robbing you of your opportunity to learn. So here's some guidance. Ultimately, your one leg movement will generate one note. So we're essentially trying to sneak another note in somehow. This will be generated by your foot. For me personally, I like to sneak this in at the top of the movement before my leg comes back down. But I've also seen people sneak this in on the way up by sort of springboarding off their toes before coming down. I've seen people slide side to side. And I've seen people drop their leg and sneak a foot shot in after. I'm definitely not very good at the last one. But I beg you, please spend some time exploring. Search for your own answers before you find someone who tells you theirs. Who knows? You might come up with something brand new. Either way, if you complete this process, you have a technique custom designed, tailored for you. If you want more song-based challenges like this, grab your free templates in the link below. So now you've got a discovery-based system that gets you playing double strokes in actual songs rather than grinding through the same pattern for hours with a click track. But here's the thing. All those doubles mean nothing if your basic kick drum control isn't rock solid in the first place. Watch this next video where I'll show you 5 song-based challenges to master your beginner beats and teach you how to get creative with your kick drum, so you've got a foundation strong enough to actually use what you've just learned.
We appreciate that. H to the Izzo, V to the Izzy. With Shizzle, my nizzle used to dribble down in VA.